The following is a paid program. Attorney at Law. Welcome to Simply the Law, the program. The following is a paid program by Gary C. Johnson, Attorney at Law. Welcome to Simply the Law, the program that gives you free legal information, brought to you by the Law Office of Gary C. Johnson. Hello, everyone. Welcome into Simply the Law. I'm Keith Casebolt, the host. My friend, Gary C. Johnson.
Great to be here. It's great to be back.
You know, I don't know whether to compliment you. I can't complain because you've already taught me not to criticize, condemn, or complain.
No criticizing, condemning, or complaining. Not allowed.
All the programs you did on how to be happy, self-help, and everything, I had everybody ask me, so how much of that do you do, Keith? I had to tell them who you think the show was for. It was Gary trying to get me on track, so thank you for that.
It's just great to be alive, isn't it, folks? Just think about it. We've had some beautiful fall weather. I just love this weather. It doesn't get any better than what it's been in the last little bit here in eastern Kentucky and southern West Virginia, Tennessee, and the areas where those of us that are here live. I want to again thank you for inviting us to come and visit with you, whether it's in your bedroom or your living room. Thanks. We appreciate it. It's a great honor for Keith and I to be able to visit with you and share with you some of the things that we've lived in life. And that's basically what this program has become, is how do we live our lives. And remember, there's just a few things I want to go over with you. One is, you can't control any other human being and what they do. I'll say it again. You can't control any other human being and what they do. The only thing you have any control over is what's inside of your brain and how you choose to view what's going on around you. And I've said this, I believe, on one of these programs before, and I'm saying it again. You have control of you. No one else does. There's nobody in the world that can control you, believe it or not. They may think they can, but you know better, don't you? You know they're not. You may you may pretend they are, but they're not. You're in control of you. You have the responsibility for your happiness, nobody else. If you're depending on another human being to make you happy, you're going to be one miserable person. Because nobody has that responsibility to make you happy. You have the responsibility to make you happy. You have the ability to make you happy. All you need is the desire to be happy. And you simply be happy by choosing to be so. It is a state of mind. State of mind. The other thing I want to talk to you about, us reviewing before we get to anything else tonight, is I need to talk to you a little bit about car insurance, as though I've not beat that to death on this program. And the reason I'm talking to you about it is this morning a lady came in that it was in a bad wreck. And I looked at her insurance policy, and she had rejected uninsured motorist, because she was going to get the cheapest policy she could get. What the agent didn't tell her is she may have been saving $1 a month. Uninsured motorist is dirt cheap. D-I-R-T, cheap. You will be in a world of hurt if you get on that highway and someone with no insurance hits you. And you go to a lawyer, and the lawyer gets your policy out like I did this morning and looks at it, and you look over at the person and you say, you rejected uninsured motorist. Why in the world did you do that? And the person looked at me and said, I told the agent I wanted the cheapest insurance I could get. That is the one thing you do not do on your insurance policy. Now you can say, well, I can't afford underinsurance. That's okay, you can live with that, but if you can afford it, you need it. You can say, okay, give me $1,000 deductible on my no fault. You can live with that, that still leaves you $9,000. But if you reject your uninsured motorist coverage and you're in a car wreck, other person has no insurance, you are ruined for probably less than $1 a month. That's how cheap uninsured motorist is. So if you, and I'm pointing at you, have rejected uninsured motorist, change it tomorrow. Call up the insurance company and say, I want to withdraw my rejection. Do you know why you have to sign a rejection to not get uninsured motorist? It's because it is required by law that they have to sell it to you unless you reject it. And the reason is the legislature knows how important that insurance is, so you can have it. Due to the fact everyone has to get it and have it is why it's so cheap. Underinsurance is more expensive because they aren't required by law to put it on your policy. You don't have to reject underinsurance, but you do have to reject uninsured motorists. So I will say to you again, and I've taken a lot of time talking about this, and the reason I'm taking so much time talking about this is because it's so important. It's important for those of you that may fall into the trap of saying, give me the cheapest you've got, and then signing a form rejecting uninsured motorist coverage. There's a lot of people on the highway with no insurance.
Gary, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
That's exactly what I want to ask you. There is a myth that you can't be on the highway. You can't have your license if you don't have insurance. So there's a myth that people believe everybody that's driving has adequate insurance. Out of the people that walk through your office, how many cases or what percentage is people that have been injured by individuals who have no insurance?
What you will run into on the people that don't have insurance, it's always just about always the people that's had DUIs and lost their license, lost their everything. But they've got a car still, and it may not even be licensed. That car may not be. Theoretically, if you license a car, you have to have insurance, and you do. But that doesn't mean 30 days later it's not going to get canceled.
Yeah.
The people that in other words, the people that hit you that are uninsured are people you're never going to get a dime out of when you file a lawsuit against them. So the only place you've got to get money from is your own uninsured motorist policy. And that's why it is so important that you do not reject uninsured motorists.